Hi, guys. Welcome to the Cup of Fitness podcast. My name is Eva.
And I'm Julio.
And this weekend, we did something a little bit different.
Yeah, no, this weekend, Eva decided to go all stressed out and pile up, have a very busy schedule, both Saturday and Sunday.
Wait, why? What do you mean all stressed out?
Yeah, because we had a photo shoot, a group photo shoot with some of the girls.
And my best idea was like, how do
I stress myself out more? So she decided to do an impromptu kind of like spur of the moment casual meetup with other clients as well.
Yeah, why not? That's life.
So that was her going completely stressed out. I think we planned that casual meetup within a couple hours. We had to invite out within 2 hours of us discussing it. And so Saturday was the photo shoot and Sunday was the casual meetup.
Yeah. And I'm actually pretty happy with all the people that came in. I seriously thought we were just going to be the only ones just standing there, sitting at the little cafe place.
I was really thinking that was probably going to happen.
Yeah.
And I was even thinking, okay, we're going to be able to sit down and we're going to talk about certain things and how the weekend went. And no, that did not happen.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool to see. Oh, there's our cat. To see that people did show up, it meant a lot. So if you are watching this podcast, I just want to say thank you for showing up. It was really cool, talking to everyone and also getting a good amount of feedback of things and hearing everybody sharing their journeys as well. So let's first start with what happened on Saturday.
What happened on Saturday?
On Saturday, we did our first, I want to call it our first confidence photo shoot with 6 of my clients, or what I like to call team members of the ACF team. So we did a photo shoot, our first photo shoot.
And what's kind of the purpose of someone going through a confidence photo shoot?
What is the purpose of it? So it's to celebrate the journey, their hard work, and to really see themselves in a different perspective. At the same time, having a very special moment. Like I feel like, most of my clients are either, they're all women. They all have a job. They all are wives. Yeah, they all have a husband, which that's already another job to talk about. And then some of them are moms. And I just wanted to make sure that I feel like they give so much time to everyone else, that I wanted this day to be special about them, because somehow with everything that they got going on, they're still making their health a priority. So I wanted to make sure they had a special day to celebrate their journey and how far they have come in this process. Did I go too much detail?
No, I think that was really good. I think also kind of having that experience of them having, because it's a very different experience and it was new to every single one of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Have that type of photo shoot. So it's definitely a confidence booster.
Yeah. I loved it. I loved being and I loved being behind the scenes, because so in case you guys don't notice, this podcast is going to be a little bit different. We're just talking about our experience and that weekend, because unfortunately, as much as I wanted to blog the whole thing, I also wanted to be in the moment. And I think I look at my phone and I didn't get as much as behind the scenes as I would have liked. So I want to have this podcast I could go back and listen to it, because I think it's going to be really cool. Sorry, you have thumpers here.
Oh my goodness, to have a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But
so that's mainly why I want to talk about this. And if anybody wants to listen to it, it's great. But it's mainly so I could go back and hear it
and speak about it. So I think for us, I think for us as a couple, it was a huge milestone, because it was a year in the making. We had discussed this, I think it was probably March of last year, March or May.
Yeah.
And the reason why it took so long was because you wanted to go through a photo shoot.
I wanted to go through, I never done the experience. Yeah. I never actually, well, I done like a photo shoot for someone, but I don't feel like it was like the same. And I was like, I never known what it's like to feel confident in front of the camera. Like I've also been there where I'm like, oh no, I can't pose like that. I can't do those things. Like I am not a model. I have one eye bigger than the other one when I smile. Like I am so critical about
Of
myself, like
course,
when you take pictures, right? And
everyone is.
I realize you're just horrible at taking pictures.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think every husband is not that great at
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
pictures. It's
yeah.
just the way it goes.
Yeah. So, yeah, so this was like a little, well, not little. It's a huge goal that I had that I think I didn't share it, right? So like after I did my photo shoot, I went through the whole process. I did my photo shoot and then I was like that was the moment that I was like, yes, I want my clients to understand the feeling. Like the experience. Like everybody, the pictures are amazing. Everybody thinks about the pictures, but there's a whole different experience that you feel when
While that's
you're
happening.
doing it. Yes, like it's just like you feel so good about yourself because one, you go through this process and you have to say, I don't want to talk about my photo shoot prep, but you go through a process and you have to be really a little bit more devoted on your goals and you really have to set boundaries and you really have to say no to things and you really have to go do your cardio and your workouts when you don't want to. And then you start to tell yourself like, "Oh, crap, I can do these things." And like your confidence grows and then the photo shoot's a scary thing. Like to me, it was scary.
Yeah, no, I think that I think a lot of girls were you could see it in their faces, and I totally understand because if I was doing a photo shoot, I'd be scared out
Yeah,
of my
but we
mind.
didn't
I'd
we
be
didn't tell them
nervous.
that at first. We were like, "It's gonna be so much fun." Like
Well,
there's
but it is fun.
yeah,
It's just they just need to face their fear.
yeah. So it is super scary, right? Because you're like, "Oh my God." Like you have all these things in your head that you're like, I don't like this part. What if the picture comes out like this? What if this, like, I can't do that. Like, all these bad things are crossing your mind. And then you go through this process where you're like, well, screw it. I'm already here.
Mhm, mhm.
The photographer's here. I
Exactly.
have to figure it out. It's either you can not have fun or just have fun and go with the flow. And then you do that scary thing and you're like, oh, this was the most fun I ever had. And you just want to experience it again.
Yeah, exactly.
So this time I got to experience it again with 6 of my clients doing their photo shoot. So I didn't have to go through the photo shoot prep. I made my clients go through the photo shoot prep and I experienced the moment.
It was great.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I love the fact that, you know, I got to see them the way, like I don't know exactly if they felt the way I felt, but it was really cool to see them like look at their pictures and just have this huge smile on their face. Like, and not only that, like when they were posing and everything, I was like, dang, I coach models and I had no
Oh,
clue.
some of them, they were like, "I've never
All
done
of
this
them. Oh
before,"
yeah,
and they
some of
had
them.
some I was like, "No, you've done this before. This is not your first rodeo." But I you know what? I'm personally super proud of them. I was recording on a camera. I could tell they were very uncomfortable, but I was like, "I'm going to I have to I have to take advantage. I need to be able to, just kind of capture the moment as much as I could." And, throughout their shoots, you could tell that were getting more and more comfortable. They were loving it. And it was a great experience. I think every single one of them like just knocked it out of the park. They were super patient with us. It was incredibly hot in there. We
It was
had
super hot. Not only that, like I didn't feel as hot, but I think when we were doing the team photo shoot, because now I was behind the camera,
Mhm.
I got so hot and I
Oh,
was
I'm
like, oh
sure
my God,
because
this
you're
is what
nervous.
they're feeling now
Yeah.
because like you get nervous and like your sweat starts to um pick up, I guess. I
Starts to
don't know
get
how
to
you
you.
say. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's the main reason I didn't record or took a lot of pictures because there's the photographer, Nolan, taking amazing pictures of them. And then you were like recording, right? And I was just there to make them feel really comfortable, like, and I was like, the last thing I wanted to be was like, let me record too,
So
Um,
there's a lot happening because it's you do online coaching. And so what was it? Four of them you were meeting for the first time? Oh no, I'm lying.
actually
That's a
two
lot.
of
Just
them.
two of them
Two
for
of
the
them
first
was
time
the first time I met them like
in
in person.
person.
And like a part of me was like a little like, I wonder how like it's going to feel. But it's like we
No, this is
met.
three of them. Three of them in person.
Oh, Michelle, yeah.
Yeah, three.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Three of
So
them.
half of them you hadn't met in person.
It's
The
just
other half,
because
yeah.
like, they've been in my coaching now for a good time that it's just like to me, it's like I met them in person
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was super great. It was super exciting. We had six girls. We had limited time, so it was like keeping everything as organized as possible, setting everything up. And I do feel bad. I need to apologize for the last girls because I think once it hit around 3 o'clock, I was gone. And as much as I want to get excited, like my face was like, I'm done because it was extremely hot in that warehouse. It's like 91 outside. It's probably like 110 inside the warehouse. And
Hey, but we're learning. I know
we're learning, yeah.
I was a little upset too because like I had gotten some wine and some like I think it was champagne. I don't know. I don't know the wine and champagne stuff, but like I got something and I was like, "Oh, we're going to celebrate after the photo shoot." But because like we were such like after one person, another person, like I would completely like not forget, but then I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't think about it." And I was like, "Maybe I should have given them, like, a little glass before they did the photo shoot." But, you know, I think most of them thought they were gonna need one,
They
and
didn't.
they realized that they didn't.
No, they did great. I mean, so Nolan, NNC Visuals, I believe, right?
And then see visuals or productions, I'm not sure.
Productions.
Yeah.
Nolan, an amazing photographer.
Came all the way from San
Yeah,
Diego.
he actually lives not that far from us, like 15 minutes away. Just awesome. Just a great experience. Definitely recommend him. And he's just so good at getting some of these girls just out of their in their element, I would say.
Yeah,
Getting them not nervous, making sure that they're getting good poses and then showing them pictures. And you could just tell from the beginning to the end of their shoots, it's like, oh, completely different person.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and not only that, like, it was cool because I got to learn a lot of new things I didn't know about them because they were sharing so much, like, they would share some things with Nolan or they would share things with me, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't know that," so it was really cool that I got to know, like, more things about them, and I had such a great time.
Yeah, so super, super cool. I mean, it's such an accomplishment for each of the girls, but it also for a cup of fitness.
Yeah,
And
so
for us as a couple, it really was just I think this weekend I mean, I am extremely tired. How do you feel today?
we're pretty tired. I
Yeah.
had my check-ins today and I had to power through. I did go on my morning walk, but I did a short walk, but it was and I don't want to say like I'm tired like from, the experience I love, but I think it was just like the tiredness of the excitement. It just kind of hits you. Like you're so excited, you could do everything because that day from 10 all the way till 6, we did not eat. I think
No,
I had one of the little treats that we got them. That was it. I hardly drank water because unfortunately the place we were staying at, the bathrooms were not working in that area and I didn't want to be leaving and all this stuff. So I honestly don't know how I did not feel hungry at
no,
all.
me neither. I actually went through that pretty well. But
Yeah.
then we decided to go to Koreatown, and someone decided to walk out of one of the restaurants because it
Oh,
was
well,
too
you're not supposed
expensive.
to say
Because it
that.
was too expensive. That was embarrassing, but
Yeah, so I never really done that, but when you're not dieting, like not dieting, when you don't eat out as much, you kind of like, I'm
you
not
get very
gonna,
picky.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with being picky. Like, we're just gonna do that. But yeah, we did go eat Korean barbecue, and everybody after the photo shoot, we had like a little group set up for everybody to know each other. before the photo shoot, and it was so cool to see what everybody ate as their celebration or had as their little celebration after the photo shoot. So it was super amazing to see that because I was like, you guys have to go celebrate. This is such a big deal. Make sure you guys go celebrate. So we did that. Am I missing something? How was it meeting people that you pretty much didn't meet because you knew two of them?
Yes, I did. I wasn't able to talk to them as much, unfortunately.
Oh, no, you're lying. All of them told me how much you kept telling them how good. I'm not gonna pronounce it because you guys know I can't pronounce it. The
Yeah, we went
little
we went to Anaheim and we got a baklava, and I'm telling you, that's the one of the best baklavas
and
I've
how
ever
many
had.
did you eat?
Oh, I didn't get any.
You
They
sure?
were
Because
gone by the time I was like, okay,
two
finally, there's gonna
at
be.
the end did not get any, and you hype
I
it
don't know who
up.
ate them, but I did not eat them. But I know some people took some home,
Yeah, which is fine.
but that place is bomb
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And so, and it's really hard to find good baklava, in my opinion. So
Mm.
I wanted to brag
I
about
don't
it.
know. I
I
was
thought
a
it was
little
pretty good.
surprised nobody wanted the mini croissants. Those were my favorite thing.
No,
Nobody wanted them.
I don't know, but that's kind of how that went. I can't think of so there wasn't a lot of time to talk. I think that's the one thing that I feel like there needs to be another meetup so that there's a little bit
Definitely.
more casual
Definitely.
talking, especially with those core
I
girls.
got to talk to them a few. It was kind of hard because, like, for the team photo shoot, we had a bit more of the girls, and I wanted to be there. But then also we had the individual girl taking the photo shoot, and I wanted to be there because I've been with all of them through their photo shoot, and I'm like, it just doesn't seem right. And also, like, uh, you know, I wanted them to feel comfortable. There were two guys with cameras, right? So I was like, I want to make sure I'm there. And even though I couldn't talk, like I just wanted to see them and like see like how they felt. Like it was just cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really neat. There was one or two girls this weekend that just kind of looked at me and were like, "Oh, we know who you are," and I was, "That's great." I don't know.
We're not saying names, but yeah. he said,
It was
say it,
interesting.
say it right. He said he introduced
Yeah,
himself.
I'm Julio, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know who you are." I mean,
You're the husband.
I only know so much from you
Yeah.
about about some of these girls, but I don't know much, right?
Yeah.
So that was
But
an
it's because
interesting
they
one.
watch the podcast.
I know, it's cool. It's cool. We started the podcast, and it's like, well, only a couple people are going to watch, but it's cool to see those couple people, right? And
Yeah.
we got two people this weekend. And we're like, yeah, you need to keep going on the podcast. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Here we
cool,
are.
cool, yeah,
Yeah, so let's talk about Sunday. So Sunday we had a meetup,
a casual meetup.
casual meetup with
Yeah,
7 members that showed up from a cup of fitness. And we went to, so I felt a little bit bad because I did eat before going because once again, I get nervous. I just can't eat. I won't eat like, and I'm gonna get hungry. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna eat before I go. Not because I was trying to not like pretend like I was gonna eat healthy or anything like that. I just can't. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe next one, since I will. I knew how I felt. I felt very comfortable with everyone. At first, I don't know because there was a few people
it's
that was like, I'm just barely gonna meet them.
yeah, and it's kind of late for you because once you hit around 9 o'clock, she starts getting hangry. So I think it was at 10 o'clock. It was a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we showed up to this place. It was a little cafe, and everybody was so worried about what
What they
to
were eating.
order
Yeah.
because I was there. So it was probably the funniest little thing that I encountered. Also, I took them to a place where there's pages and pages and pages of the menu, and it was just too much stuff.
Well, we
Um,
thought people were gonna just buy like maybe little treats or like a coffee, but I think the majority ate breakfast.
yeah, I
there.
mean, that's why I kind of picked that place because I was like, oh, there's food, there's treats if they want that. If they just want coffee, they could get that. And it had enough space, so that's why I picked that place. So we were there for a good little while. It was super fun. to meet everyone, and that everybody came out. And it was cool hearing some people like that have lost like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, kind of giving advice to the other girls who are not maybe seeing the progress that they feel like they should be getting, and kind of explain that, because I feel like as the coach, I can explain and I could give the guidance and I do my best, but it's also nice to hear someone that is going through it as well. And I feel like it gives you like that insurance that you can do it as well.
Yeah, I think you know, God, it took about a year and a half to do the first meetup, I would say.
Yeah.
I think most people don't realize that last year, the amount of work and thought that Eva put into creating a program to where, you know, girls or women, whoever joins, is able to succeed. The amount of time and thought and process, it was extremely tiring. We talked about it so much, how we could help it, how we could structure it, how we can organize it to where people
It had to
where
go through a lot of
yeah,
changes.
people could
So
understand
many
it, could
changes.
follow it. There's so many changes that went through. She definitely how do you feel about it now? I feel like it's in a very good place.
I feel like it's in a good place. I obviously feel like I can continue to improve it, but
Yeah,
that's just because it's me. I
yeah.
want to make sure that I can help everyone as much as possible, and want to have different things if I can, for people with different, who would rather have something different than what I offer. But it's way, way better than when I first started.
Yeah.
Um, so it has, like, that was probably the one thing that I was fighting a lot last year, was just trying to figure out, right? Like making changes, be willing to make the change and all these things. So
And even you going out adventuring and experimenting new things, right?
yeah,
For programs.
yeah,
So that was great.
yeah.
But I think it was fantastic. I think the fear has always been, is anyone going to show up? So seeing so many of them show up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to see, it was 6 and 7,
Seven
so
people showed up.
13 of your clients you
Oh
got to see this
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah. That is
That's
so true.
phenomenal.
That is
So
so true.
it was really nice to hear. There was really good feedback. I mean, a lot of them are super excited to continue to grow and to continue
Yeah,
to
and I
get to
got
this
a good
point.
amount of feedback of they would like to do something else, like where we could have like another meetup. So it does make me start thinking of like maybe little events that we can all do, finding different places. Like I right now, like this one was in LA, because there's quite a bit in LA, but then I also have to think about like once they're like in different cities, and like finding halfways. But I think it was really nice, because I know with being online, and although I do have like a little group and I do have like a little community that they can have online, is definitely difficult because they don't know each other, for them to like post things and share. So it was nice for them to be willing to see, like be willing to share things with each other, and now seeing each other, it was really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, building that community has been a hard thing for online. And like you said, it's because they don't know each other in person. So getting them to see each other in person is like, some of them are exchanging numbers. So
Yeah.
that was super, super cool. So hopefully they're a
Yeah.
little bit more encouraged to go
Yeah.
ahead and start sharing things.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. But the realization today while I was at work, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have to drive more often to LA. But that's just something that comes with kind of the job.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. I think like you said, there was a fear of people not showing up or stuff like that, and you do worry about those things, and you're like, is it even worth it? But now seeing it happen, I'm like, wow, I am so excited, because to me, it was just more like them, like meeting people. I thought that was really cool, because I know, like, as you get older, like it's so hard to like find, like, I wouldn't say like friends, but people that have the same thing in common as you. At the same time, when you are in your health and fitness journey, it can be really difficult. It does tend to be very lonely from like what I have experienced before, because like you tend to do things a little bit differently than like your family, your friends. So finding someone that is going through that process, I feel like it makes you feel like you're not alone, even if you don't see them every day. But now you're like, you can attach a body and a face to like the username
Oh,
now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's
Exactly.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and the other thing is like um a few of my clients already kind of reached out and they were like, "Hey, I want to do the other photo shoot."
Yeah, another
So
photo shoot.
I was like, "Whoa, that is so cool."
So things to definitely think about, things to definitely think about and plan for the future.
You don't sound as excited.
Oh no, I'm excited. I'm excited. So
Your
I've been
your
trying to
excitement is a
push,
little bit
but
different.
I've been trying to push you now for a couple of weeks to kind of think about the future. So
I know. I
so
know.
now it's like, okay, this weekend was exactly what I was trying to
Okay.
tell you.
We don't talk about those things in the podcast.
No,
Boundaries.
boundaries, but I think no, I think the photo shoots in the future are going to be awesome. And we'll see what we come up with.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to just come on here and talk about it because I know like I did mention to the meetup, I did to girls that showed up to a meetup that I did do a vlog, and I tried my best I could, but I realized that I didn't do much. Like there's a
Nothing.
lot of random clips of like, "Hey guys, today we're gonna do something cool. Hey guys, I'm at breakfast." And like then there's like the pictures happening. So yeah, I thought it was really nice because I know we talk about the photo shoot being like one of the girls' goals, but that was also my goal to have for my clients, as well as the meetup. That was like a big goal, and I accomplished that goal in the same weekend.
Yeah, it's way cool.
Yeah,
Way cool.
yeah. And we're gonna be doing our third 5K on the 20th
In San Diego.
in San Diego, and we we started with two, so you're the third person. But what I mean with my client, it would be like we started with one, right?
With
Because
one.
that's one of the clients. We then went to
With
two. And this time around, I heard that there's a third one coming
Yeah, you'll
around.
have to
So
get
now,
some.
like the little group of the 5K is growing as well. And I have kind of talked to some of the girls about another 5K somewhere in LA. So we're gonna see if that one happens as well. And I think that would be super, super fun. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm really excited
Yeah,
to be honest.
there's a couple of ideas that will need to bounce around, but I think some of them might work well.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're gonna end it here, right?
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think.
You think?
Yeah, do you have anything else?
No, I mean, no, I don't really have anything else. You know, I don't get very like I'm not like a person that likes to share my feelings too much on camera, but I just want to share that that was like those 2 days were like super amazing to me. Like I wish I could go back and like redo it
Yeah,
again. Yeah,
yeah.
it was a big deal.
I do feel like we would be a lot more excited if we weren't a little exhausted from the weekend.
I'm excited.
Well, yeah, you do look a lot
Yeah,
excited. I don't look as excited, but I
yeah,
mean, I'm telling you, it was exciting.
because you've been
It
dieting.
was awesome. We don't talk about that on the podcast. Okay. No, you know what? This weekend was not the greatest. Although we skipped a lot of our meals. We skipped a lot of meals, but that doesn't justify some of the stuff I ate this weekend.
What did you eat? Oh, you
No,
ate
no,
the
no.
corn pancake.
Don't you start. Don't you even start right now. Okay, now we can end the podcast.
Okay, you guys. So we'll be back with our next podcast. We'll decide what we talk about, but this one was just more like going back and talking about the photo shoot and, just saying how excited I am. And this was a really fun time. And if you were one of the girls that did the photo shoot or you joined the meetup, if you watch this, maybe you could put a little comment. I don't know if that's too much, but it would be nice to maybe share with the other girls what your experience was, because I mean, I could share how much my experience was, but I'm pretty sure somebody else would like to see someone else's experience as well.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing your time with us.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
All right. Bye.
We'll see ya.